Alright, so I wanted to show off this little portable heat pump. This is the Hisense Portable Heat Pump. 10,500 BTU on heating and cooling. So 1150 watts on heating, 1175 on cooling. A lot of people's got electric heaters. They're 1500 watts, barely putting out 5,000 BTU. This little guy is 1150 watts, and it's a 12K unit, 12,000 BTU. This is putting out plenty of heat. 1,600 square foot house, and it is keeping this house warm all the way down to 10-15 degrees. So right here you've got cooling, you got dehumidifier, fan, heat, which is the heat pump, fan setting, timer, sleep. Excuse the hose. I actually got this off of Facebook Marketplace for $100, and this is the hose that it came with when I got it. But it makes a lot of water, so we actually have it run into a 5-gallon pail when it's in heat mode. This is actually a waterless unit when it's in cooling, but this is a single hose. So on a single hose unit, they're much more efficient for some reason. This is the filter on the back. So Ask Ive was actually asking how these things work. When it's in heat mode, all the cold air, this thing is like freezing. It's probably close to 30-35 degrees, and it's 40 degrees outside, and it recycles the air through this. Down here is actually the in this case the condenser. The air conditioner and pump is running backwards right now, so your normal portable air conditioner or window unit is running basically your condenser that pushes the hot air out while it pushes the cold air in the house. On this unit, it actually has a reversing valve, and so your cold air comes out while it recycles the hot air and actually makes more heat. So this is also what I've been running this off my Ecoflow Delta Max 2K. I actually use a Wi-Fi switch, which I can run from anywhere. This cable right here is my Delta Max, and this cable here, at night, I actually, when I want to run it, I'll run it off the wall outlet. And then this is my solar cord, upgraded 12 gauge XT60. A viewer complaining about the fan the other day. That was actually this. But yes, the Delta Max is very loud when it's running hard. Down here is the Ecoflow Delta Max. It barely charged today, so this has not been plugged in or anything. This is all off solar, but I just took this little nightstand and made it a little cubby for it. And back here is the hole where everything comes through. I kept just a hole, that way it was shielded from the water drip if it did get out a little bit. But all the cold air right out. This is running this is probably about 90 degrees right here. This is awesome. You can pick up these units for about $500-600 brand new, but I couldn't go wrong for $100. We didn't even know it was a heat pump when we got it, but when we had the blackouts during Christmas here in Tennessee, I had the generator outside because there was no clouds, and I was running this and my electric fireplace right there off the generator, 3,500 watt, no problem at all. And it was keeping the whole house warm. Like I said, 1,600 square foot, so this thing, no problem. It was still 68 degrees in here. But here's another shot of the tag here. So when you're running an AC, all that hot air is going to go out, and it's going going to absorb that heat right through here, which in turn goes out. So this is going to make the cold air right here, or in this case the heat pump, it's going to make heat out. This is actually in swing mode right now. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully it answers your questions on that. What's up, Allie? So in return, you have a 12,000 BTU unit running 1150 watts. So that's basically like 1112 SEER, they call it. BTUs per watt is how that's said. Versus this guy down here, which is like any standard electric heater. It's just a fancy electric heater. Is going to run close to probably 3 or 4 SEER. So this thing is 3 to 4 times more efficient. And heat pump, these things don't run all day long. Basically, like when I have it plugged into the Ecoflow, I have 800 watts of solar outside, and this will run, and then when it kicks off, the 800 watts of solar will just about recharge it every time. I've ran this all day long, and by 6 o'clock, still around 30 to 40% battery, starting off with 100% battery. So that's like 3-4 kilowatts throughout the day, easily managed by solar running this. And this works so much better. It's 3-4 times more efficient than an electric heater. And you can run it off of a small generator. Now you do have to worry about the locked rotor amps, and if you ever want to know what that is, fan locked amps and locked rotor amps. So you got 50.8. If you want to know the math on that, go 50.5 times 120 volts, well in this case 115. And that's going to give you the wattage in which you need to actually start this thing. And then you have the fan locked amps. That's going to be 0.58 versus the locked. So it runs 9.5 amps when it's running on the compressor, and it runs, 0.58 amps on the fan, which gives you your 1150 watts. So 1150 watts running 12,000 BTUs is amazing. It's almost as good as your heat pump that's outside when it's like 45 degrees. Your heat pump outside, this is an all-electric house, your heat pump outside loses efficiency as it gets colder because it's outside. This is all inside. It's just getting rid of the cold air. So this will run at the same constant efficiency because it's a single hose versus a dual hose. It does not recycle the air here. It actually pulls air from the outside at a second compartment and then gets rid of the either hot or cold air outside. So, but if you're looking between a single hose and a dual hose, if you're in colder climates, I would recommend the single hose because it's going to pull that cold air inside to make heat. Now, is it better during the summertime when you're running this thing in air conditioning mode, cool mode? Maybe better, I don't know. But this thing, still 12,000 BTUs of air conditioning when it's 95 degrees outside. I would rather have the same SEER rating all year long. And they call that SACC, seasonal. I can't remember the acronym, but SACC means seasonal, which is a all-time around the year heating and cooling efficiency. So, but definitely this is a Hisense. I mean, this thing 12,000 BTUs. It's a little dusty. It's been here. We set this up during the emergencies, during the blackouts, and we actually just left it here because the Ecoflow was able to run it no problem. But the Wi-Fi plug, anybody with the Ecoflow Delta and the Max Pro, these Wi-Fi plugs are awesome. This is rated for 15 amps, and so if I'm away and the Ecoflow is getting down on power, from home, if I have the heat pump or air conditioner plugged into this and it gets too low, I'll literally just, when it gets down to 20-30%, I'll actually turn on the Wi-Fi plug, which in return will bypass the 1150 that it needs, and I'll put it on the lowest setting of 200 watts of charging, so that way I'm pulling mostly from the sun. And then at night I'll unplug it and put it back on the Wi-Fi plug for the air conditioner. So any questions, hit me up. But this is kind of a review of all three. The Wi-Fi plug works amazing, flawless. It's made by Wyze. It's an outdoor plug. I used to use this on my block heater for my diesel, and I had a set schedule for it, which was nice. You can do it from anywhere. I could be at work and work this. This is a Hisense heat 12,000 BTU air conditioner with heat mode, which is a heat pump, single hose. And then of course you got the Delta Max 2000, which is also working off of Wi-Fi as well, or Bluetooth if you're nearby. It's actually Wi-Fi direct. So all three of these together work flawless. It heats this whole house, and we'll see how it does this summer in the cooling mode.